important journey through the Anti-Racism Observatory for Scotland. This gives us a chance to not just review outcomes, but to reflect on how the state speaks about its people. One simple but powerful place to start is how our communities are described across the public sector. The terms minority ethnic and BAME, we feel no longer serve us. They were created with good intentions, but today to some they feel outdated, unclear, and for many people perhaps diminishing. There's nothing minority about the value our communities bring to Scotland, and I know you truly value what the diverse communities bring to Scotland. So we are proposing that Scotland takes a leadership position globally by standardising the use of the term ethnically diverse across government and public bodies. The meaning is clear without the added weight of feeling like exclusion. Instead of minority ethnic founders, we would say ethnically diverse founders. Instead of minority ethnic women, we would say ethnically diverse women. And today we're pleased to be joined by the newly appointed chair of the Anti-Racism Observatory for Scotland. So we'd be really glad to engage with your team to figure out what can be done there. And the second act is about where we place our ambition. Too often policy relating to ethnically diverse communities focuses only on disadvantage, on poverty relief or access. And that work matters, as it is one of the pillars of the Scottish Government, but it cannot be the ceiling of our ambition. Our communities are also drivers of innovation, entrepreneurship and economic growth. And if Scotland wants to compete globally, we need to unlock that potential fully, which I know is a commitment that you're entirely wedded to. So we are proposing that the Scottish Asian Business Chamber leads a dedicated engagement on economic development within the framework of the Anti-Racism Observatory for Scotland, specifically by convening the Scotland's national economic development agencies, such as Scottish Enterprise, the Scottish National Investment Bank, Skills Development Scotland, and Scottish Development International. With the government's buy-in and the government agencies' commitment to this work, we can truly find out what the future of Scotland's growth looks like, with our community fully involved in the process of the government's work.
This is a welcome opportunity to engage in conversation about how we make sure that we are taking every step that we possibly can do to strengthen and develop the Scottish economy, and the Scottish Asian Business Network has a fundamental role to play in all of that. And I want to explain why I take that view and why it provides the foundation to respond to the challenges that have been set out. Am I, can you hear me at the back, that we recognise the importance of taking steps to nurture and support a business environment that is able to create the new innovations and the new ventures that will be the foundation of our future economic prosperity. So in all of those different incarnations of support, the work that we're able to undertake and support in government is designed to encourage and nurture the formulation of these new business ideas. And of course, the Accelerator Hub that the Royal Bank of Scotland hosts here is another contributor towards all of that activity, which takes place within the private sector. But the view I've always taken is that the role of government is to try to coalesce and connect different ventures that come from within government, but also from within the private sector as well, because what I'm keen to make sure is that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts of all of the activity that goes on within our country. So these ventures are so important in nurturing and supporting economic development, and there is a place for all within all of these programmes. The other crucial element, which is an enormous asset for Scotland in terms of our economic development agenda, is the role of our universities in Scotland, and I'm delighted to see the engagement of the university exercise in the programme we saw earlier on, because the research that goes on within our universities has got such a fundamental contribution to make to the future development of the Scottish economy. And one of the things which has changed in the last 20 years in Scotland is our university community has become deeply immersed in that economic agenda within Scotland. So the ideas, the innovations, the creativities coming out of our university community are now a mainstream economic opportunity to be captured and to be built upon to fuel future economic initiatives within Scotland. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a role for us to gather together the proactive interventions of government to support business development through the work of our the Scottish Edge programme or the Tech Scaler programme that we support. There is a place for private sector interventions, such as the interventions of Royal Bank of Scotland on the Accelerator Hub, and there's a role for our universities in being essentially the custodians of the formulation of great business ideas and great innovations within our society. But that's all got to have a relationship with our economy as a whole. And for that reason, we've got to make sure that every part of our economy feels they are included in the national mission that we're engaged in to deliver the greater levels of economic activity and economic possibility that are at the heart of our agenda within Scotland. And that's where I think there's a great opportunity for partnership with the Scottish Asian Business Network, because this gathering here tonight will be representative of a much wider network of individuals and organisations within the country desperately keen to play a part in the economic growth and opportunity of Scotland, because it matters to you and to those with whom you are peers around the country. Because, and this is where we get into some of the issues about language and about involvement, because I come at this discussion from the point of view that I am only concerned about where we are going as a country as opposed to where we have come from as a group of individuals. We're all here in Scotland and we all want Scotland to thrive and to succeed. And we're operating at a time where there's much talk and much advancement of divisive concepts in our society, divisions about race and orchestrated attempts to divide our society around the question of race. And I want to be as absolutely crystal clear to you as I possibly can be tonight. I will have no truck with any of that whatsoever. What I want to make sure is that we're able to harness all of the energy, the commitment, and the involvement and the creativity of everyone from within this community to make sure that Scotland as a whole, of which we are all a part, is able to benefit from all of that energy and that commitment together as one society. And I'm joined tonight by Kokab Stewart, who's a Glasgow MSP, but also my Minister for Equalities, who's championed the message of the Scottish Government about One Scotland, about us, regardless of where we've all come from, we're all here and we're all interested in the future of Scotland together. And that matters around about questions of social cohesion as much as it matters about issues on economic opportunity. So I want to signal tonight the willingness to engage very constructively on the questions about language and to consider what is the best way to express all of these questions that we're wrestling with. But fundamentally, what I want us to engage about is how do we make sure that the Scottish Asian Business Network is right at the absolute heart of everything that we do in the Scottish economy. Because you're about to get a briefing from Rathbones about the government's budget, but the government's just set its budget out to Parliament, which involves very significant investments in economic opportunity in Scotland, through the work of our enterprise agencies, through the work of the Scottish National Investment Bank, investing to make new projects and possibilities within Scotland, investment through our support to universities and colleges and the skills development environment in Scotland, to make sure that we are focusing our investment on supporting economic growth and economic opportunity, because without that we will not be able to embrace or make the most of all of the opportunities that are with us, to make the most of the creative talent within all of our society. So I need to make sure that the government's programme is as accessible to the Scottish Asian Business Network and to the whole of the community within Scotland, to make sure that we make the most of that connection, because all of us have a vested interest in ensuring the success of the Scottish economy for the benefits that that will provide for Scotland. Now, one of the areas where we have concentrated a huge amount of our effort since I became First Minister just short of 2 years ago has been to strengthen Scotland's desirability as a place of investment, and to make sure we can attract investment funds from around the globe. The Deputy First Minister, Kate Forbes, is just back from a trip last week to the United Arab Emirates, where she has been making important investment connections to supplement our activities in the Scottish economy. Just last week, His Majesty the King, 2 weeks ago, sorry, His Majesty the King hosted an investment gathering in Holyrood Palace, where we brought together a range of different investment funds to meet with companies in Scotland to support the process of investment. Back in October, we held a global investment summit, which was all about bringing potential investors from around the world right to Scotland to make sure that there's investment funds and vehicles available. And all of that is crucial to make Scotland a dynamic place to attract investment. Now, we've been successful in all of that. We've, for 10 years in a row, we have been the most successful part of the United Kingdom to attract foreign direct investment other than London and the South East. Our levels of business startup and tech startups are outpacing other parts of the United Kingdom and many parts of Europe. Why? Because we are bringing together the investment vehicles along with the environment in which we can nurture and develop and support the creation of new business opportunities within Scotland. So that is very much the focus of my government, about economic expansion, economic growth, the attraction of investment for a very clear purpose: to generate economic success so we can invest in tackling and overcoming some of the deep social challenges that we face within our society. But we cannot do it alone. We need to do it in partnership, in harmony with you, with your community, and to recognise the already enormous contribution that this community has made to the economic well-being of Scotland by the commitment, the tenacity and the creativity that has been deployed at all times. And I suppose what my contribution tonight is designed to say to you is that that invitation is there from the Scottish Government to be a part of that journey of economic success and prosperity, to be part of being able to attract and to utilise the investment that we're able to attract into Scotland, and to do that as part of an inclusive, cohesive approach to economic development that welcomes every community in our society, and that includes the Scottish Asian Business Network. So there are many challenges in what's been set out tonight, and I'm very keen to respond positively to those challenges and to make sure that we take forward an approach to the development of our economy that is able to capture the energy and the commitment of the Scottish Asian Business Network, and to make sure you are well supported to fulfil your potential within the Scottish economy. And that, for me,